But when it's Sunday and it's the NFL debut, brother, you can't have 90 people. You can only have the people on your squad that are ready to go to that level. Anybody else, they have to be cut. They have to get waivers. They have to get released, man. And people don't understand that applies to real life.
Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you on based on, whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
At AIDS, I am soul. Today, brothers, I want to talk about how to push past your plateaus, right? Because all of us will hit them. If we haven't hit plateaus in our life yet, it's just a matter of time before we will hit them. And when I say plateaus, I'm talking about, just when we're on the upward climb, whether it's our finances, whether it's our health, whether it's whatever, right? And we kind of just curve off and flatten out. Some people flatten out for a few days, weeks, months. Some people flatten out for years and never come out of that, right? So today I want to talk about at least three of the primary reasons that I've encountered when it comes to why we plateau and how to come out of that thing, right? How to push past it, right? So the first reason on why so many people plateau and can't come out of it is because they've either hit their ceiling or the ceiling of people around them, right? They've either hit their ceiling or the ceilings of people in their circle. Now, I think the first time I heard about this was, in the Millionaire Mindset, one of those books where the brother was talking about, our thermostat, right? He said, he kind of used the example of being in a house. He said, when you set the thermostat from 70 to 80, whatever, he said, once it hits that point, it's going to balance out right there, right? Then he kind of converted it over to people's finances. He said the reason your finances will go so far and stop is because that's where your thermostat is. And whether it's finances, whether it's whatever point, whatever category we're talking about in life, it's the same thing. It's your thermostat, which really boils down to what your belief is. A lot of times, brothers, when you hit ceilings, it's because your beliefs are capped out there. If not yours, it's the people that are around you. You're tied to their beliefs. You know what I'm saying? In other words, you can have a brother or sister that, when they turn, 16, 17 years old, they go get a job at Mickey D's or wherever, man, and they're flipping fries. If they're not careful and they get locked in right there, they can go 10, 20, 30 years and look up and they're still sitting there flipping fries. Now, they've had every single opportunity, man, to be managers, to be supervisors, to own their own franchises, to own several of them, right? They've had that same opportunity, but because their belief was, hey, you know what? Like, this is what I meant to do. Like, this is what my mother and father did their whole life. Like this is what all my partners are doing their whole life. Like this is my ceiling. Like, there is nothing outside of that. You have to be aware, man, that a lot of times when you plateau and it seems like there's no way out, it's simply because that's your belief, man. Belief is strong. Belief is strong. That's why it's important to put yourself around high vibrational people, man. Even when it comes to hitting ceilings in your spirituality, you have to understand that, like, religion is a beautiful thing. All the majors, man, they're beautiful practices and different things. But if you're not careful, man, you'll hit that spiritual ceiling. Because whether you're Christianity, whether you're, in Islam, whether you're this, you're gonna hit walls at some point in time. Like, there's only so many things that you can learn inside the walls of a religion. And sometimes when your mind tries to go outside of that, you're gonna be like, hey, you know what? Like, I can't go any further than what I've been taught. Like I feel like there's more out there to know, more out there to learn, but for some reason I can't go there. It's because you're restricted by walls, man. Like, your belief has been placed in a box. So sometimes to get over those plateaus, man, you have to think outside of the box. You have to think outside of what mom and daddy and them used to do, man, and say, you know what, let me try to do something else. Let me try to find, a deeper part of myself. Even when it comes to, like, our weight loss journeys. You can be 300 pounds, man, and get you a little regimen started, and you can hit 250 pounds and just plateau. And what most people will do is say, oh, well, this is just as low as I can go. Like, my body won't get no less than this. I'm big bone. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you telling me that like 250 pounds, 270 pounds is the lowest you can go? Like you telling me if you just completely stop eating for a week, you wouldn't lose another pound because this is just what your body does, right? It all comes down to your belief. It all comes down to your belief. When you were 300 pounds, you probably said, hey, you know what? Let me stop going to Popeyes 7 days a week and maybe only go 2. Let me stop eating donuts every morning and maybe let me just eat 3 or 4 per week. You know, you trimmed down, you adjusted your thermostat. So your body came down, but at some point you're going to hit that limit. Now you have to readjust that, man. You have to readjust that thermostat to get on down, brother. So a lot of it is beliefs. A lot of it is beliefs, man. Your beliefs are tied to your behaviors and your actions, and ultimately it's tied to your results, you know. So you know, when it comes to how to come out of that, man, just be aware that it's your thermostat, you know, and readjust, recalibrate, you know, set bigger goals, you know, go deeper, you know. But ceilings. Another reason is why we hit plateaus and have troubles coming out of them is because, you know, we fail to, or sometimes we resist changing things up, right? I can remember when I was, again, going back to fitness, when I was trying to, you know, lose weight, man, and I was in the 260, 250 range, and I got around the 230 pound mark, right? And I remember I was in that mindset. I said, you know, I said, this is just what my body does. Like I'm meant to be 235 pounds. Like my body won't go lower. Like I'm trying. I said, I have the same regimen. I was working out. I was getting out doing a little cardio. I was working. I can remember calling, and this is my go-to when it comes to fitness. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Jalen Ellison. Go follow Jalen Ellison's page, man. He's a sharp young brother, full of knowledge, man. Full of fitness knowledge and other stuff. Started a YouTube channel. Go follow Jalen Ellison. I remember talking to Jalen, and I was telling him, I'm like, hey man, like I'm just capped out. I can't go no lower than 230. Like I'm plateaued, right? And he was like, well, what are you doing? I said, man, I get up every morning, man. I'm doing some light cardio. I go in the gym, do a few, you know, curls. I'm doing this. I'm doing squat. You know, he said, well, what are you doing on these days? I said, well, every day I'm doing this. I'm doing this. It was like my pattern was the same every day. He was like, oh, bro, you have to shock your body. He said, every once in a while, you know, especially in the fitness, when you're doing the same thing every day, you can hit those plateaus. He said, you have to shock your body, man. He said, when you get up tomorrow morning, just get up, put your shoes on and just take off running. You never do that. You never go outside and just first thing in the morning take off running. He said, you have to shock your body. Do different workouts. You know, change your regimen up. And brother, that's huge. A lot of us are stagnant simply because we won't change our daily routines. And that's tied to everything. That's tied to, again, spirituality. That's tied to our money. I was just talking about on a video a few videos ago, where I was talking about my regimen. Now I always get up around the same time, you know, 3:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, go sleep, go to bed early, do the same things. And it's crazy because after I made that video, about 2 or 3 days after that, man, I felt the shift. I was like, man, why am I feeling like I'll start feeling stagnant, right? I had to change my routine up. My routine has been the same, I don't know how long, getting up that time of morning. Now some mornings, man, I don't wake up until 8 o'clock. You know, and I might just work all day and go to bed at 12 o'clock. You know, some days I'll work for all night from 11 o'clock in the morning to about 6 in the morning, 8 in the morning. Take my son to school, come back, and sleep till, 11, 12 o'clock. It's just changing it up, man. Sometimes just to get out of that plateau, it's just a matter of switching it up, changing it up, man. It's kind of just shocking your world, shocking your body. You know, I talk to a few sisters that I talk to over consultations. You know, they'll ask me about like the mindsets of men. They're looking for husbands. They're looking for long-term companionship. And we'll talk about like how men move, how men think, and how what they should be looking for. And I say, well, where are you trying to seek these men, or what are your patterns? They say, oh, well, I'm hitting the day party. You know, I'm hitting Coco Pelli's. You know, I'm hitting Bella Noche's. But I just can't seem to find a good brother. It's like, well, sister, I'm not saying that there aren't any good brothers at the club, but if that's been your regiment, if that's been your practice, if that's been the place you've been looking for solid brothers, then change it up. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell sisters, man, like go to hit a Home Depot. You know what I'm saying? Hit a bookstore. Hit somewhere that you normally don't look for men. And I'm telling you, you're going to find a different caliber of men. So a lot of times, brother, it's just a matter of us changing it up. And how do we change it up? You know, we get online and we scroll and look at all the swimsuit hotties. We look at all the baddies. We look at all the big booties. We look at all this stuff, man. Sometimes it's just a matter of going to another brother's page that's doing something different than you. You know, especially in fitness. But you got so many fitness channels, man, and brothers have so many ways of doing things. It's like, man, let me see what this other brother's doing. Like, how can I change up what I'm doing? So to get over that plateau, man, of one of the reasons for plateauing is simply changing it up, man. It's simply changing it up. And the third reason why a lot of people plateau is simply because their roster is too heavy, right? Now, we're all familiar with the NFL, right? Now, when NFL teams go out and draft people in April, when they start, bringing in, people that want to be on the team, during the summertime, during the preseason, but they might have 75. I believe they can have up to 90 players on the team now, right? 90 players on the team. But when the season starts, they got to narrow that thing down to what? Is it 52, 53 players? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are plateauing and are staying in this plateau state because they don't understand that they have to cut the roster sometimes, man. I've said this 1,000,001 times, man. When it's time to elevate, everybody can't go. You got preseason games, but when it's Sunday and it's the NFL debut, brother, you can't have 90 people. You can only have the people on your squad that are ready to go to that level. Anybody else, they have to be cut. They have to get waivers. They have to get released, man. And people don't understand that applies to real life. And a lot of times people are plateauing, but it's really not that they're plateauing in that state. It's just like, you know what? Like, you've done everything to go up there, but you can't take these people with you. These people don't vibrate there. And that can be your relationship. That can be the brothers that you hang with. You know what I'm saying? If you sitting there going to a happy hour every single day, getting lit, coming home, drunk, then you not vibrate. You know what I'm saying? You're letting other brothers put you in a mind state of vibrating lower. If you set your mind to vibrate higher, man, you can't be in those same circles. You can't do those same things. Your roster is too heavy, man. And you know what? I think that this is one of the most hardest parts. I think that this is one of the most difficult things for people to deal with. It takes some gonads, man. It takes some kahuna sometimes to say, you know what? Like, man, I've been rocking with you since I was 5 years old, bro. Or sister girl, we went to college together. We saw ours and tweeting all that little stuff. But it's like where I'm going now, it's like I'm finna start doing some NFL types. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm finna start doing some major stuff. And like I've been rocking with you for a while to see if you can make the team. But shoot, like NFL debut is next week. It's like, man, I gotta give you your waivers. I gotta release you. Like, you are now a free agent because you can't rock with this team, man. A lot of people can't make that move. And I think that's what keeps a lot of people down. A lot of people down, man. You have to understand, man. You have to understand that everybody that's always been on your team, whether it's since you've been born, you might have grew up in the same neighborhood with them. You might have went to college with them. You might have served in the military with them. You know what I'm saying? When it's time to elevate, I'm telling you, everybody can't ride. Everybody can't ride, man. So when it comes to plateaus, first off, we have to understand that we are limitless beings, right? When we plateau, we have to understand that, hey, you know what? It's something going on internal. Like, there's no such thing as plateauing and just saying, you know what? Like this is my lot. Like, this is what the Most High granted me to achieve. Like if I only make, X amount of dollars per year, if I can only get this type body fat percentage, if I can only get, the thoughts and the F boys in my life, like, this is my lot. This is what I'm supposed to have. That's BS. That's BS. If you hit any kind of plateau, just understand, man, that a lot of it is your thermostat. A lot of it is your internal beliefs, man. A lot of it is the people that you're hanging with. A lot of it is your patterns need to change to shock your world, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. So these are the reasons, these are the ways to get out of plateauing, brothers.